I am delighted to be joined by the star of the film, Hugh Bonneville. How are you doing, Hugh?
Very well. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good.
I was very excited to see a new Babak Anvari film. He's one of my favourite directors. Tell us about how eager you were to be involved in one of his films. Were you aware of his previous work?
I wasn't, to be honest. And the script came along and I was intrigued because it was a complete page turner and full of twists and turns in a very fresh and surprising way. And I found it quite disturbing and unusual. And so I watched Under the Shadow and was completely blown away by it. Because again, your expectations are subverted. The rug is always pulled, and you think you're heading in one direction, and you find yourself going in a different direction. And so then talking to Babak and realizing, well, actually being quite disturbed because he's such a sweet and gentle soul.
Lovely, isn't he?
Yeah. And this sort of nervous little chipmunk. And actually, he's got this deeply dark, sinister interior.
So how do you know how it happened that, were you kind of always in the conversation to be this character?
No, I assume, some gorgeous hunk dropped out and so they came to me. I don't know what part of the process. I know that George was already on board, and I worked with George when he was literally in nappies. George Mackay, sorry, yes. And obviously he's grown up to become this. I sound so patronising, but I did work with him when he was 12 or 13 or something. So to work with him again after all these years, it was a delight. And when I bumped into him over the years, he's such a committed and gorgeous actor to watch, and to have him leading this film was a real coup. So I was very excited to be invited to be in the mix, and along with Percy and Kelly as well.
You say it was fresh and surprising reading the script. What was fresh about it, about this particular script when it landed on your?
I think without giving any spoilers away, I think because you feel it is going in one direction, or you think who you're latched onto as the protagonist, and the there's a clear sort of anti-hero or other antagonist, and then yet it takes yet another turn, and so. It sort of plays with genre really as much as anything, not in a sort of self-conscious way, but you do find yourself being wrong-footed in terms of where your expectations, not your sympathies, but your expectations lie. And you start questioning your own suppositions about character and character development and story arcs and all those sort of structural things that as practitioners we sort of get hooked on. But as a cinematic experience, it's completely different. You are there watching a story unfold, and it unfolds in an unpredictable way, and that is exciting, and that's what I found fresh. Yeah. And also the way that London is a sort of, or this urban environment is a key character, and yet that is looked on in a fresh light.
Yeah,